Alright everyone, welcome to this new faction overview. Today we're going to be going over the Scarlet Crusade. So this faction is not pickable at the start of the game. Instead, you unlock it by completing a certain quest as Lordaeron. This will delete everything you have and reset you as the Scarlet Crusade. So first, let's go over the units. As soon as this is cleared, there we go. Okay, so first the Barrack unit. So the footman type unit is the Crusader. It has charge, combat experience, and united for the Crusade and united for the cause. So these spells will stack with each other. So for every unit that has this spell, it will give a bonus to all the units around it. So you can see that the Scarlet Crusade units have minus armor or very low armor. That is intended because you need to have them in a group with the other type of unit that will buff them. Their archer type is the Longbowman. The Longbowman has Ensnare and United and the two United spells. Then the final one is the Cavalier right here. The Cavalier is the Knight type, and once again it has Charge and the two United spells. Next we have the Casters. So the first caster is going to be the Inquisitor. The Inquisitor right here is an offensive caster with Smite, Dispel Magic, and Inner Fire. The Monk is going to be the supportive caster. It has Heal, Spiritual Guidance, which will heal a friendly unit for mana over a very long period of time. So you put it over a hero or an elite and it's going to give them a good mana regeneration for a long 40 seconds. And finally they have Resurrection, which will bring back one unit back from the dead. The last caster, their elite caster, is the Bishop of Light over here. So the Bishop of Light has the following spells: Healing Wave, Resurrection but bring back 5 friendly unit, and Sanctify. Sanctify is a very powerful spell which will for 6 seconds prevent enemies from casting spells in the target area. They also have this final little ability here, the Shadow Archon. So let's see if we can unlock it. Okay. Complete Onslaught. No? That's not the name of the quest? It is. Complete Onslaught. There we go. So this is the Shadow Archon. When the bishop dies, he will spawn again as the Unholy Archon. The Unholy Archon has a very powerful ranged chaos damage attack. So this is kind of a nod to the Onslaught lore. Alright, so this is the bishop. Next, we're going to be going over the Rookery, which is the specialist units. So I need more farms. I will build more farms while I talk. Okay, you build more farms. So the first unit is the Crimson Commander. So the Crimson Commander has charge. He has Deploy Trebuchet, which will create a trebuchet at a target area, which you can use to siege. And he has the 2 United spells, a very powerful and limited to 8 unit. Then we have the Eagle Rider. The Eagle Rider is a fast mounted unit with United for the Cause, United for the Crusade, True Sight, and Headshot, which gives them a chance to headshot on attack. This is very powerful to try and aim enemy heroes and prevent them from teleporting. Finally, we have the Griffin Marksman. So the Griffin Marksman has the 2 United spells and has multi-shot. So these are the flying units from the Rookery. And finally, we have a special building, the Divine Bastion, which will be unlocked with a quest that will grant us 2 unique units. The Seraphim with Charge, Conveyance Aura, and Critical Strike. Conveyance Aura will increase nearby friendly unit movement speed. The Archangel has Charge, Retribution Aura, and Righteous Fury. So Righteous Fury is a kind of a pulverize, but the area is huge. It's going to be basically, as long as it's attacking, it's basically going to be like a Starfall, damaging every enemy unit in a large area. 2 very powerful melee units. Alright, and finally we have the Templar. So the Templar are the elite of the Scarlet Crusade. Over here we have one. So they have Holy Light, Consecrated Slam, Consecrated Strike, and Divine Shield. So Consecrated Slam is a 100% bash, but a very short duration. So this is gonna be very strong to aim heroes and prevent teleports and other stuff like that. They also have chaos damage, so they're pretty strong fighters. Now let's take a look at the Scarlet Crusade heroes. So our starting hero here is Sidon Deathrotan. So he has Divine Shield as an innate ability. Then his spells are, the first is Holy Light, and for some reason, okay, Holy Light, here we go. Then Crusader Shout, which will prevent enemy units from casting spells in an area and reducing their movement speed by a lot. So here we go, Crusader Strike. Then we have Devotion Aura and Resurrection. The next hero of the Scarlet Crusade is Renault Mograine, which again has Divine Shield as an innate ability. And his spells are, let me level him up. Holy Nova, which deals damage to enemy in a zone without slowing, so it's just a damage ability. We have Word of Fortitude, which will basically make all enemies in all allies in an area immune to physical damage for a short duration, up to 5 seconds. He then has Holy Aura, and finally Greater Stormbolt, which is going to be a very powerful aiming ability, stunning for up to 4 seconds an enemy hero. Their next hero is Brigitte Abendis, the High General. So her spells are Consecration, which is a thunderclap. Then Flame Strike, so Flame Strike in an area. Reckless Onslaught. So this spell is going to reset all her cooldowns, but remove a lot of her HP over 1 second. We're gonna go over this combo later. And finally, there's Divine Strike, which is going to stun and damage all enemy unit in a large area. So the usual combo you want to do is Divine Strike, and then refresh it, and then Divine Strike again. So that is Brigitte. Now you can notice that she has a quest called Crimson Cathedral. So we're going to complete it now. Complete the Crimson Cathedral. And that is going to give us Divine Intervention, which is going to fully heal all our friendly units in a very large radius. And this has a very long cooldown, but once again, we can refresh it with this Reckless Onslaught ability. So that is Brigitte Abendis, a very powerful hero. And the last hero of the Scarlet Crusade is Sally Whitemane. So Sally Whitemane has abilities is Healing Wave, which is a healing wave. Pretty self-explanatory. Dispel magic in a very large area and does a lot of damage to every summoned unit. Then spiritual guidance, and finally a swift holy light. Now this kit might seem weird because the spells are mostly common, but the thing is that most of her spells have very low cooldown, except the spiritual guidance. And as you can see, when I'm casting spells, something's happening. So her passive is Healing Frenzy. Whenever she casts a spell, she will heal 50 hit points to all nearby ally. So the goal with Sally is to constantly be casting your spells, and this will enable you to heal a ton. So she's like probably the most powerful healing caster of all. But very important, Swift Holy Light can be used against undead. So you can be dealing 200 damage on a very short cooldown. 200 damage, 200 damage. So she can be very damaging for undead unit. So those are the Scarlet Caster. Now let's have a look at their quest. So first there's Stratome. So you need to build 5 different buildings in Stratome, and you need to control the control point here. This is going to give you a lot of experience on Sidon Deathrotan. Then we have Lordaeron Palace, very similar. You need to control the capital, have the control point at level 4 or higher, and build 3 different buildings in Capital City, and that is going to give all your heroes experience. Arf Glen, again, very similar quest, and that is going to allow you to train Sally Whitemane from the altar. Brill, again, very similar quest, and that is going to give Renault 6,000 experience. Finally, Endor Hall, again, a very similar quest. This is going to give your Eagle Riders and Griffin Marksmen, so your flying units, a lot of hit points. The Once Great People quest, once you have completed all the 5 quests of rebuilding the Lordaeron, you can finally build the Divine Bastion, which will grant you access to the very powerful Seraphim and Archangel units. Then the Onslaught quest, which you need to build in Dragonblight, and that is going to give you the Unholy Archon ability, and the Crimson Cathedral, which you need to control Shalasar Basen, and that is going to give you the Divine Intervention ability and also grant you this building here in Northrend. So I hope you appreciated this overview of the Scarlet Crusade, the alternate faction for Lordaeron, and I will catch you all later.